Hey YouTube, hey Bold and the Beautiful fans. Well, today we saw some interesting scenes today, and I think the show is trying to tell us something about Hope and Finn. So let's get into it. So today we saw Finn show up at the CEO office, and of course Hope was there, right? And of course Finn is asking Hope if everything's okay, and Hope tells Finn about Thomas's engagement, and Finn tells Hope, and this is a point that the show is repeating a little bit. Finn tells Hope that there's going to be some lucky guy out there, someone who's going to come along and steal her heart, okay? And then, earlier we saw Thomas tell that to Hope too, that he's found his person in Paris and that she'll find a man too, okay? And then we saw Thomas tell that to Paris later, that Hope will find someone to spend the rest of her life with, that Thomas is whole and that he's found his person to move on with. He told that to Hope, that he's moving on with Paris, and that she'll find someone. Thomas tells Paris that Hope will find someone. And then we see Ridge, right? We saw Ridge telling Brooke that he's sure that Hope will find a man, that there's a man out there for Hope. And then they, cut to scenes of Finn and Hope together. So the show, I think, is really emphasizing this point, really driving this point home, right? That there's a new man, there's some lucky guy out there that's going to be with Hope, that Hope will find another man, okay? And so does this mean that the show is pushing Hope and Finn together? Is this really going to happen, right? Is this the end of Thope, right? Thomas and Hope. Thomas proposed a third time. Hope couldn't give him an answer. She's just not ready for another marriage commitment. And Thomas is trying to prove a point there. But I think the point that the show is making now is it's saying that there's another guy out there for Hope. There's another man out there. I'm sure there's another man for Hope. Hope's going to find someone new. And then they cut the scenes of Hope and Finn together. So it certainly seems like the show is hinting that maybe Finn is that new man. But of course, this week, of course, we're seeing, Finn helping Hope navigate her feelings about Thomas, and we'll see more scenes with Hope and Finn tomorrow, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And if Hope is going to have more daydreams, more fantasies, there's plenty of interesting, possibilities there about that. But we also saw Finn today tell Hope that she's incredible and that he respects everything that she stands for. So we see more of Finn praising Hope, okay? And earlier too, we saw Lee, right, tell Finn that not only does he need to stay away from Sheila, he needs to stay away from Hope as well. So the show now is trying to keep Finn away from Sheila, and now maybe we have characters like maybe Lee, Steffi, that are trying to keep maybe Finn away from Hope. So we know what happens when families are trying to keep people apart. It almost seems inevitable, right? And in soap operas that they'll come together, okay? And so that could be happening here. Hope and Finn, I think they work because they have so much in common, right? They have parents that are kind of pariahs, right? And I think that kind of is pushing maybe Hope and Finn together. I don't know if it's the end of Thomas and Hope just yet, but based on today's episode, it does seem like the show is steering us in another direction maybe, or maybe setting us up to think that, okay, but what do you think? Do you think it's truly over for Thomas and Hope? Do you think that there's still a chance for Thomas and Hope, or do you think that the show now is pushing us in a direction to consider more seriously now Hope and Finn, okay? Finn and Hope. So, oh boy, but the show is definitely emphasizing that point that there's a man out there, a lucky man out there for Hope, and then, we see them cut to scenes of Finn, and we have multiple characters now saying that and pointing that out. And Brooke earlier too told Ridge that she's afraid that Hope might do something drastic or words to that effect, okay, because she's all over the place and Brooke is worried about Hope. So is Hope going to make a play for Finn? Is she going to try to make a move on Finn? We'll have to see. We know Steffi and Finn are going to have a nice moment this week and share a kiss. So it looks like Steffi and Finn, they're building that up a little bit. And Finn, is devoted to Steffi and the kids, and Lee kind of, emphasized that point today too, that Finn has to prioritize his wife and kids too. And Finn, is basically telling, everyone that he's going to stay away from Sheila. We'll see if that happens. But now if characters want to keep Finn away from Hope, then that could be the next building block in this story, where maybe Finn realizes that, he should be able to make that decision for himself, not the other influencers around him. So, but what do you think? Is this the end of Thomas and Hope? Are Hope and Finn the next big romance on the show? Let me know your thoughts. I'll have more updates coming as more information comes in, and I'll have more videos daily, so keep it right here. Don't miss a moment. And hey, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.